Hello and welcome to this Divine Partnership Coaching video. This is going to be the start to a series that I have wanted to start for a while. And it's about starting your own business and succeeding at it. And to be honest, first of all, this is going to be a video about the number one most important thing that you need in order to start a business, which is often the first hardest thing for people to do, and to succeed at it. And what that is passion. Like, you need an obsession for it. And if you're coming into this from the twin flame videos that I do, think about how obsessed you get about your twin and about the twin flame journey. You need that level of obsession to be able to start and maintain a business and successfully run it. And it can't be like an obsession that, like, okay, to use a term from like OCD stuff, it can't be an obsession to where like you feel like the world will end if you don't wash your hands 6 times and click off the light 10 times and things like that, which I'm not saying from a place of judgment. I don't claim to know what it is like to be full on OCD, but I have had my moments with things like that to where it did feel like that, and so I can discern the difference between a healthy obsession and an unhealthy obsession. Now, but it needs to be the kind of obsession to where like you feel so good pursuing what you're pursuing and doing what you're doing that you want to do it all the time. Now, it's funny, I'm trying to think of the number of businesses. I'm kind of a serial entrepreneur, and I'll tell you right now, like, out of all of the businesses that I've run, most of them were failures, quote unquote, but I don't look at any of them as failures. They were learning lessons, and they were valuable learning lessons, because it's funny to put the words to it. So where I began this video, I have stopped myself from really leaping into business coaching, even though I've spent like the last 10 years getting certified in life coaching and business coaching and NLP and all these different things to make sure that I felt ready. And really what I knew at the time, what I was lacking was, I felt like I was lacking in my own success story. Like, who wants to hear from somebody giving advice about how to lose weight? And you know, it's funny, we might often think about it as like, who wants to hear from the fat person about losing weight? But the irony is that person probably is one of the best people you could hear from about losing weight. Like, I could put myself in that category. Like, I was nearing 300 pounds at the beginning of the year, and which for me, and in my size and everything like that, it was just, no, absolutely not, you know. And I had gone through a hard pregnancy where I got gestational diabetes too, and I went through depression. I mean, there's a lot of things that added on to my weight, and throughout this last year I've dropped 70 pounds, you know. And I can tell you, most of it was just getting out of the mindset of exercise sucks and things like that, and recognizing that actually the more weight that you have on you, you can actually feel like you're getting a lot more weight loss in the beginning, because it's easier to lose more weight when you are bigger at first, and then once you drop it, you get to a place where you kind of plateau depending on your body and what exercise you're doing. But like, listening to somebody who's never really been overweight in their lives, or who does yo-yo diets or talks about, you just need to try this thing for 6 months and stuff like that, they don't know what they're talking about. I would rather listen to somebody who still has curves and stuff on their body and still, knows what it's like, that when you're sad and it's hard not to want to just eat a whole bunch of donuts and a big old pizza, who has learned to change their thinking to where they would much rather have a beautiful, delicious apple because they feel really good about it, and they see the benefits of changing their entire diet and lifestyle forever, because they know what it's like to be in that place of self-defeat. You know, like, they're passionate about it, and they've been where I've been, and they've gone there. I would rather listen to that person. And likewise, I would rather listen to people that have failed in business than people who've never failed in business. Like, somebody who, yeah, sure, it's wonderful that if you made one business and that's the first one you did and you totally succeeded at that and you just went up, or maybe you were charismatic enough to be able to talk people into giving you money, things like that. That's great. I'm happy for you, but you don't really have things that can help me in this, you know. I want to talk to people who have, like, started 15 different businesses and none of them have succeeded. I want to know what you learned, you know. And so I always joked with people when I would tell them that I want to be a business coach, I want to be a successful business coach, I want to have multiple headquarters and places where I can train other people to find their own unique way to do it and help them with other people. And they go, well, but where's your success story? Where's your own? How can you have this vision when you don't have your own thing? And I would joke about, well, I can coach by proxy because I have started and failed at enough businesses that I know how to tell you what not to do. And that actually is valid and valuable enough in its own, but it's kind of, in my mind, it was just not enough. I wanted to be able to have my own success story too. And it's funny, even my DM, my partner would often say that I should get into relationship coaching, and I would kind of laugh going, you know what, I mean, like we had been together before separation 14 years, and that's a success story of its own, but I was like, but we're not married, and we still have all this shadow work, and we still have all this stuff going on, and we haven't bought our house, and like there was all these things in my mind getting in my way of it. Like, I want a success story. I want something that I can look at people, and when they say, well, show me the pudding so we can see the proof, I can say it's right here. And the irony is, this business that I'm doing right now through YouTube, coaching, tarot reading, astrology, twin flame journey stuff, is the most successful business that I've had to date. It's not the one that I've made the most money with. It's not the one that I've had the most followers or popularity or even local celebrity with, but it's the most successful that I've had so far because I've taken all the learning lessons that I've gone through from. I've had successful mobile mechanic businesses. I've been a successful local band booker. I've been a music producer. I've been a babysitter. I've been a house painter. I've been there's lots of things. I'll go through and do different videos about them because I'm thinking that through each one I can share with you